A few years ago, a young guy from Wales went over to America for a world title fight at middleweight. It was a hard fight. It was always going to be an uphill struggle. We ended up getting beat by Kelly Pavlik, who at the time was the best middleweight by some distance in the world. He's had some hard times since then, Kelly Pavlik. Anyway, this guy came back. He looked at his options. Gary, I spoke to him a few times. He decided that he would get into training fighters. It's not easy training fighters. People think you just retire, you get a tracksuit, you go in the gym, you hold the pads up, you get a champion, you go on TV. It doesn't work that way. He put in a lot of work, and he's really putting in the work. He's probably working now more than any man works. You know, any normal man works. He's working boxing hours, which is probably about 250 a week. I know that's impossible, but you get the idea. Anyway, please welcome to the show, making his debut, Gary Lockett. Lovely. Thanks, Gary. How are you?
Very well, Steve. And yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. What will be going through Matt Macklin's head now, Gary, 4 days before a big test that he starts as an underdog? You've been there. What was going through your head 4 days before?
Well, I won't really say too much about myself. I think I'd fallen out of love with the game, years previous to having my shot. But let's just concentrate on Matthew. I think he's proven that he's got championship quality with his his loss in inverted commas to Felix Sturm. So I think he's going to be 100% focused, and he's got every right to be as confident as he can be.
No, I completely agree with you. And let's hope he pulls it off on the night. And let me ask you this, Gary. You've been working with fighters now. How many fighters are you actually working with, hands-on in the gym, each week?
About 8 at the moment. I'm not just training them; I'm managing them as well. And there's a couple of kids that I just manage. I'm really enjoying it. But it is hard work. It's like having more children.
It's like having more children, yeah. Troublesome children. Now, are you picking them up all the way along? Some veterans and some cagey veterans, some young prospects, some kids that are turning pro from the amateurs who are maybe a bit raw. Have you got a sort of nice spread amongst the 8 or 9?
Yeah, I think as a coach, I think you've got to have the coaching eye, and sometimes just because a kid perhaps hasn't won obviously the Welsh title where we are. Hasn't won the Welsh title, then perhaps you can look past that and you can see that the kid's got the potential to go perhaps further as a pro than what the winner in his weight class did. So I am picking kids up all the time, and I'll say this: I'm probably turning more away than I'm picking up, because, to be honest with you, I do want to work with the best guys out there. I've got a very good stable. Obviously, Gavin Rees and Bradley Price is still hanging in there. I've got some very good youngsters in Lewis Rees and Alex Hughes.
Bradley was meant to be on this weekend, wasn't he?
Say again, sorry.
Bradley was meant to be on this weekend, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I'm just giving him the bad news about 2 hours ago, and he's not very happy. But as I explained, it's been postponed, not put off. So yeah. Obviously he's still hanging in there. He was supposed to be fighting Steve O'Meara in a 50-50 match, in my opinion. Yeah,
it was. I mean, O'Meara. I was talking to O'Meara yesterday, and he knew it was a proper fight. It was one he needed to win, and one Price needed to win, and that gives it a 50-50 tag as far as I'm concerned. Gary, has it been harder or easier than you thought becoming a pro, and certainly now working with with champions, working with guys like Rees? Has it been more difficult, or is it just about what you imagined?
I don't really know what I did imagine, because I don't think that I had any interest in going back into boxing, because I've got outside business interests, and I'm a family man, really, so I spend a lot of time with my family and
sure.
and sort of running my business interests. But a young kid asked me for a little bit of help, and then that's where it escalated from there. And obviously, for a young trainer myself, just starting off, to have someone like Gavin Rees come to me was massive, and obviously, and Bradley Price as well was massive. And then I just picked people up along the way from them. But to be honest, I have to be honest. I've not had any sort of negative experiences, really. Obviously, there's been fighters that have got beat when they weren't supposed to get beat, and I had a lad get knocked out for the first time a couple of months back, which was I was quite distraught over that. But on the whole, I think the bad experiences, by far outweigh the sorry, the good experiences far outweigh the bad experiences.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure having you on, Gary. And if ever you're in London on a Monday, you can come in here. We'll make you a cup of tea, get you a banana, and we'll have a little chat about this and that. Gary Lockett, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. A couple of emails have finally been handed over to me from these two over the other side of the table. From Boxrec, Gigamesh, I think that's what his name is. Macklin has the crowd and the heart. Martinez is too slick, too quick, and too skilled. That seems to be the sort of general way to look at it. There's the email for your list of the women who are in contention. It's bunce@boxnation.com, where you can tweet me, and that's @BigDaddyBunce. And Harwood has tweeted. He says, I seem to remember your favourite was the Pussycat Dolls, Buncey. Don't get me in trouble. Now, we're going to go to an ad now, but before then, here's a reminder of the three women who are going head-to-head, neck-to-neck for the title tonight. Have a look at these.